Welcome to Copyright Basics 3, Determining if your use is allowed. This video outlines 5 questions to consider before using copyright-protected materials, including whether you need to seek permission. The information in this video is intended for the St. FX community as a professional guide. It is not intended to be legal advice. In most cases, when you want to share third-party material, such as text, images, video, or audio recordings with your students, there will be copyright implications. There are 5 questions to consider before you use copyright-protected materials. These questions will guide you in determining if, how, and under what conditions you are permitted to use a specific copyright-protected work. The first question: is the material you wish to use still protected by copyright? Perhaps copyright has elapsed and the material is now in the public domain. For most works in Canada, copyright lasts 50 years from the end of the year in which the creator dies. This is the Life plus 50 rule. Works that are in the public domain belong to the public, and they may be freely copied or used without permission, payment, or restrictions. There are some exceptions to the Life plus 50 rule for determining the length of copyright, such as in cases of multiple authors, unknown authors, unpublished or posthumous works, government works, photographs, certain films and videos, sound recordings, performances, and communication signals. It is also possible for multiple separate copyrights to exist in a single work. For more information on determining the length of copyright, please watch our video on public domain. The second question: is the proposed use insubstantial? Copyright protection applies to the entire work or a substantial part of the work. Although substantial is not defined in the Copyright Act, in practice it is defined both quantitatively, meaning anything more than a small portion of the work, and qualitatively, which considers the importance of the portion being used. For example, if the portion you want to use is the defining scene from a work, or if it sums up the premise of the entire work, it will likely be considered substantial, even if it is only small. There is no copyright in an insubstantial portion of a work, which is why you can use an insubstantial portion without requiring permission from the copyright owner. The third question: does permission exist in the form of a license? You must first determine if the work is covered by a license, and then if the license allows your proposed use. One possibility is a library license. The library has negotiated digital licenses for many online articles and ebooks. These are often licensed through consortial agreements with our colleague institutions, and terms of use may not be uniform across all subscription licenses. License information is available through the library website by searching individual journal titles. More details can be found on the Campus Copyright Guide or by watching our Library Licenses video. Creative Commons is an alternative type of license. With the increase in open access publishing, Creative Commons is becoming a popular option, providing a growing selection of works that can be copied, shared, edited, and adapted. Look for the symbol displayed on the screen. Creative Commons has a few different licenses, so be sure to check the terms of use for a specific works license before using it. The fourth question: is the use allowed under a statutory exception? Is there an exception in the Copyright Act that allows your proposed use? In an educational context, the Copyright Act provides considerable scope for copying and other uses without the necessity of seeking consent from the copyright owner. This has been clarified by several Supreme Court decisions. 2 exceptions of major importance are fair dealing and the educational institutions exception. Certain conditions must be met in order for a use to qualify under one of these exceptions. However, these exceptions will guide many of the uses that occur at St. FX. These exceptions are explained in more detail in other videos in this series. The fifth question: do you need to obtain copyright permission? If you answered no to the first 4 questions, then the answer to the 5th question is yes. When all other options have been exhausted, obtaining permission from the copyright owner is required. Before initiating the process to obtain permission, determine if there are any alternatives. Perhaps there is another way of providing access to the same work, For example, the license may not allow you to reproduce it, but you may be able to provide a link. Or there may be some open access materials that would be suitable for your purpose. If you decide to seek permission, remember to obtain the permission in writing, and that there could be a cost involved. Also, be sure to leave plenty of time, since it could take 6 to 8 weeks. The Copyright Support Team is available to assist you with obtaining a transactional license for materials to be shared as handouts or via Moodle, and the Campus Store is available to assist in the production of course packs. The 5 questions outlined in this video are explained further on the Getting Started page of the Campus Copyright Guide. If you have any questions about the content of this video or about any copyright issues, please email us at copyright@stfx.ca or visit the Campus Copyright Guide at the URL displayed on the screen for more information.